What up, it's your boy JusRzd, and today, I'm excited. We talking about Acolyte episode 7. Do me a favor. Go ahead, like, share, comment, subscribe, do all the things that you know you're supposed to be doing. Anyway, we on YouTube now. What are you doing? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today, we chopping it up about the Acolyte episode 7. Like I stated, spoiler warning, we gonna get off straight into it. This is their best episode so far. I just got to throw it out there. The first 2 episodes started out strong. Episode 3 took a weird turn, but it was a flashback, so I wasn't mad at it. Episode 4, 5, and 6 just kind of been... 4 was definitely super mid. 5 was cool because we got to see the fight. 6, a bunch of mid. Outside of the interaction between Osha and the Asian dude. I can't ever remember his name. Is it Ymir, Yakir? I don't remember. Yeah, he's just gonna be the Asian dude. Sorry, bro. You've been doing your thing acting wise. However, I just can't remember your character name. So you're just gonna be the Asian guy. Sorry about that. Anyway. Episode 7. So just off top, we ain't even in present day no more. We just not even in present day no more. We finally get to see from the Jedi's perspective what actually happened in episode 3. So episode 3 was about the origin of the twins and just how they came to be separate, how they didn't know that one another was still alive, what transpired with their home world and with their living situation, and how they ended up kind of torn apart. And so off top, we start on their home planet, and we're pretty much seeing that the Jedi got sent there on a mission to see if they could find some convergence, because this particular planet was actually listed as lifeless. And they get to the planet and see that it's full of life. Actually, they didn't even know people were on this planet, let alone vegetation or any sort of life actually taking place on this planet. So that was kind of funny to me personally, because I was like, dang, it was like this planet was listed as desolate and it's flourishing. So the only thing that could produce this sort of energy and this sort of life is the convergence. And a convergence, they kind of explained briefly, they touched on it, on what a convergence was, and it's just more so just like pretty much a compiling of the force, a concentrated area of the force in a specific place, that if tapped into correctly and if honed, can produce a lot of different things. So it needs to be controlled, studied, and protected by the Jedi. So they were sent out to this planet to particularly find the convergence. And so we get to see Carrie-Anne Moss's character again. Shout out to Trinity. We get to see the Wookiee Jedi, and we get to see a young soul and the other young brother, because he was a Padawan at this particular time. This episode was it was dope. I like the quick setup. We get to see everything that transpired on the back end, on the Jedi side. How it came about. Soul ended up peeping Soul ended up peeping May and Osha in the forest. He followed them all the way back to their home, and even scaled the mountain to get inside their home to pretty much peep what was going on. He saw them using the force. He saw the children using the force. He saw them using the force in their home, and training, and he of course, as any inquisitive Jedi at that time, was very intrigued at what was going on, what was happening. He saw the children, and because Soul is super emotional, which they've pretty much been setting up throughout the entire series, that this brother is way too emotional to be a Jedi. He's super emotional. Buddy is super emotional. Soul is super emotional. Like way more than you should be as a Jedi. But so it's funny. It's funny because even Trinity calls him out on it a couple times. Like, hey, bro, don't be trying to influence, like projecting your own feelings on other people, bro. Like, bro, I'm teaching my Padawan a specific way to help him seek his own answers out and not be told what it is and what it ain't. So off top, everybody has been peeping how emotional Soul is, and of course, he sees the children, and he automatically feels drawn to Osha. And I'm gonna talk about why I can kind of understand that a little bit later in the video. But so he feels himself being drawn to Osha. He's like, yo, I feel like she should be my Padawan. Trinity's like, bro, chill out. Stop projecting your feelings once again of what you would like to happen or what you want to happen, what your desire is, and just leave these people alone. We're not trying to start no conflict. We are searching for this convergence. That's all we here to worry about. We're not worried about no kids. We're not worried about none of this, no coven of witches, none of that. We're not worried about none of that. And he was just like, but nah, I feel like we should at least test the kids to see what they're talking about. And so of course they all pull up to the lift to just investigate the witch coven. And first Trinity said, I'm gonna go up there by myself. I'm the master in this situation. I'm gonna just go up there by myself, talk to him, see what's up. It'll be less threatening. It's like 50 women. I'm a woman. I mean, it ain't gonna be threatening if I just go up there by myself. Low key, she kind of right. But Soul convinces her to let everybody come up there. So everybody comes up there, and of course that's where we get the scene where we see the Jedi in episode 3 interacting with the coven while they're trying to go through their ceremony for May and Osha, their ascension in a sense. And we automatically get to see the Jedi's perspective from this interaction. We see Trinity very skeptical of everything. The Wookiee Jedi's very skeptical. Soul's skeptical, looking around. The young Padawan dude is just kind of like over the whole situation. He's like, bro, I just want to go back to Coruscant. Like at the end of the day gonna end. I just really want to go back to Coruscant. Like, I don't feel like doing none of this. Y'all doing too much. I don't even want to be on this planet. I just want to go back home. And so he's over the whole situation. Maya Osha's mother, the leader of the coven, she actually, you can kind of tell she pinpointed him as the weak link, almost like how Wanda did in Doctor Strange 2, how she got the one buddy, the lower the shield at Carmitage, she got in his head. That's pretty much what the mother of the coven did. And got into his head, and we actually got to see that interaction. I thought that was super dope, super cool, the way they portrayed it, pictured it. She pretty much just seduced him to her will. Like, yo, just ask for my help and I'll send you back to Coruscant. So he's like, yo, I want to go back to Coruscant. And she was like, all right. And then she immediately takes over his mind. That's where we got the scene where his eyes go black and he's on his knees. And she was like, look, if you want him back, I'm going to need y'all to leave. And of course, that's how it plays out. Osha asks, hey, Mama, I want to show them what y'all taught us. Like, I want to be tested for the Jedi. And so we get that side of it. And then they cut back to the ship. So they're back at their ship. And it was you see the interaction between Soul and Trinity. Of course, Trinity kind of scolding but disciplining her Padawan a little bit because he was the weak link out of the group. And Trinity says she messaged the Jedi Council to see what they're saying about it. Should we test them? Should we accept them? What should we do? Because that's what Jedi, they be counseling, they be meeting. It is what it is. They be seeking out the council to figure out what they're gonna do next. And so they end up testing the girls, and Soul's like, look, I want to test the girls to see what they're talking about. So we test their blood, take a blood sample, we go through the test. We actually get to see May's test this time, and it's super obvious that she got told to lie because she's just saying stuff, and they're like, bro, the screen ain't changed yet. You just talking at this point, and so they're pretty much just you can tell she was told to lie. But as a true fashion of a child, in true fashion of a child, they start asking her other questions, and she starts just spilling the beans on everything. Like, bruh, spilling the beans on everything. The ascension, them becoming leader, them being able to use powers, and blah, blah, blah. She's just giving them the whole spiel on everything. And it's just like, bro, we really just brought you here to test you, but you giving us vital information that we needed. So, yeah, you can go ahead and go. So then she leaves, and then Soul's like, look, clearly she was told to lie. Like, it's pretty evident. So I feel like we should do something different with Osha. Trinity was like, all right. So Osha comes in, and that's where we get to her test and how she pretty much expresses that she wants to pretty much be a part of the Jedi Order, to be with other kids and to experience new things. And of course, I mean, the innocence of a child, man. And you can see, just like episode 3, you can see right off the bat that man Osha have two completely separate personalities when it comes personalities and outlooks on life. They have two completely separate personalities and outlooks on life. That you can see one, May's a little more deranged and a little more pessimistic, and then Osha's like super optimistic and wanting to be curious and wanting to be inquisitive and wanting to know and experience new things, kind of tired of the same old routine. And May's like, nah, Ma said we're gonna take over the coven, we're gonna take over the coven. And Osha's like, but I just want to be with other people. I want to see what else is out here outside of this stupid world. And so I'm like, I'm not mad at that, but we can see the stark difference. And so we pretty much see Trinity's take on just how eager Soul is to kind of win over Osha in the test, and she starts answering the questions correctly, but Trinity kind of has an uneasiness feels an uneasiness in her spirit or in the Force, and it's just like, nah. He was like, but Osha passed. Like, we should give him a shot. She was like, yeah, she passed after you coached her. Like, chill out. So, like, this whole episode, Trinity was on some chill out Soul energy. Like, bruh, relax, bro. This why you ain't got no Padawan. Cause you too emotional, bruh. Like, you too emotional. This why you ain't got no Padawan. This why I'm the one with the Padawan. Cause I know how to separate. I know how to separate the two. You over here projecting and stuff. Like, chill out, bruh. Chill out. So that was pretty much Trinity's energy the whole time. So Trinity's waiting to hear back from the Jedi Council. She's like, all right, y'all go out to the camp. I'll meet up with y'all once I hear back from them. So they go to the camp, and Soul's just sitting there, and he's just like, all right, I don't know. Now he's starting to feel an uneasiness in the spirit. And he's just like, I don't know. She's taking too long to come back. I don't know what's going on. Something wrong. And she comes back. She's like, well, the Jedi Council said, nah, we can't take her. And they told us to leave them alone. Nah, we can't take them, and we gotta leave them alone. He said, we've already caused too much trouble and interfered too much. We gotta leave them alone. We gotta focus on this convergence. And then the young Padawan was like, are they calling us back home? She was like, nah. He was like, God dang it. And then he got the test results back for the actual for May and Osha. And he realizes, looking at the test results, he's like, oh, snap. Like, their symbiotes are exactly the same. And he was like, well, they are twins. He's like, nah, you're not understanding. Even twins would have some differences. Theirs is exactly the same, like it's one person. And then that hits a light bulb for Trinity and for Soul. And they realize that the only way that could happen is if somebody tampered with the creation of the twins and found a way to separate one soul into two bodies. And the only way you could do that is if you were using a convergence. And yeah. So of course, Soul gets excited. Trinity's still like, yo, chill out. And the young Padawan's like, bruh, this is all we need and we can go home. So he takes off. He hops on the speeder bike and zoom, he's out of there. And so of course Soul hops on the bike and chases after him because he's like, bro, wait, chill, like relax. Soul wants to save the kids. He wants to save both of the girls, but still feels a specific special connection with Osha, but he wants to save both of the girls. And he also wants to stop the Padawan from doing something stupid. Like, bro, you already got your mind took over once. I don't think you really want to go back there. So the Wookiee Jedi and Trinity hop in the ship, and they take off after them as well, to try to provide support. So Soul and the young Padawan. So Soul and the young Padawan, they take off. They end up going to the Coven. Then we get to see what's happening on the other side of the Coven when May was tripping out on Osha because Osha wanted to leave. And May was like, why would you want to leave? Like, you doing too much. And we pretty much see the head mother talking to her council and them being upset. The head mother's like, look, man, Osha done already made her decision. I feel like we should let her go. Who are we to stop her from one? Yeah, the twins are supposed to be our new leaders, like, once I pass away. But even with them being the new leaders, like, who are we to stop her from experiencing new things, like, and making her own decisions? So I respect dear mother. And so she pretty much kind of already made up in her mind. She was like, look, I'm gonna let Osha go, and May can stay here and roll with us. But Osha, I'm gonna let her experience her freedom. The other mother that actually carried the kids wasn't having none of that. She was like, I'd be darned if like, the Jedi gonna have to take the twins over my dead body. I'm ready to scrap. So her and May start telling everybody to get ready for a fight. And she's like, look, if you want to stop Osha, then stop Osha. Go ahead. And she tries to attack her to make sure that she's ready with her defense. And they had a little moment. And then she goes off to try to stop May, ends up lighting a fire. And then she comes out, before she comes out, she ends up lighting a fire, and then the Jedi pull up. So we got Soul, we got the young Padawan pulling up, and they're like, look, we're not here to fight or nothing like that. We just here for the kids. And then the dim mother comes out. She's like, yo, before the Jedi pull up, the dim mother's like, yo, I told y'all, we not doing violence. Like, we not doing this. And Shorty that carried them was like, look, they gonna have to take these twins over my dead body. I don't care what you say though. And so at the end of the day gonna end, and we gonna have to get some scraps in. They're gonna have to run the fade real quick, and we're gonna see what's popping. And it was interesting. And then the Jedi pull up, and they like, hey man, we ain't here for the smoke. We ain't got no lightsabers drawn. We just here to talk. We here to see about the kids. Then mother's like, hey, y'all a little foolish to come back. We said we was gonna bring them to you. And Soul was like, hey, how did y'all make the twins in the first place? This is a bunch of women. How did y'all make the twins? Because something ain't right. And they kind of, you can tell when he asked the question, they were uneasy to answer. And so it was just like, all right, so y'all on some BS right now. How y'all make the twins? And it was just funny just seeing their interaction and seeing how everything went down. As they're talking though, we see May run out, and it was weird because Soul called her Osha. It definitely wasn't Osha. It was definitely May. She came out crying, of course, "Mama, help!" Because she had accidentally started a fire and didn't know how to stop it. And her mother immediately went into like some weird transformative, like, smoke type of thing, and was about to disappear. Soul's looking crazy, like, yo, what's up? And ends up actually stabbing the mother before she can fully dissipate into smoke, and ends up killing her. I don't think he meant to necessarily kill her, but it was just kind of in the moment, slow mo. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if you're trying to attack me or what. And stabs her with the lightsaber, so she's dead at this point. And as she's dying, she's like, I was going to let you take Osha. I was going to let y'all have her. She made her decision. She wanted to go with y'all. And then she, of course, dies. And of course, May's sitting there like, oh my God, no. And she runs over to her mother and just like, wake up, wake up. And of course, from that, the other mother who actually carried the twins, she's ready to scrap because you just killed the den mother. I don't care what y'all got to say now. We gonna have to run the fade. And so they all start fighting. You have Soul Soul feeling very sorrowful that he killed the mother, because like I said, I don't think he really meant to kill her. So he's feeling sorrowful. She's trying to fight him. He's just dodging everything and catching everything and blocking and just hitting her with the Neo. And she's like, fight me. He's like, nah, man, I'm not here for that. I ain't even want to kill Shorty, but she scared me low key. It was just a funny interaction, just seeing them go back and forth. The young Padawan is just deflecting arrows because he's getting shot at by the little other witches shooting arrows. And then all of a sudden May, she ends up running away. And we see the other mother do the same thing and dissipate into smoke. And she was just like, she starts talking to him, but they don't know where she's at. And they're like, oh, y'all shouldn't have brought him here. And Soul thought he was talking about the young Padawan. And he was just like, nah, I'm fine. My mind's been fortified. She's like, man, I'm not even talking about you. I'm talking about him. It's the Wookiee Jedi. He done pulled up to try to support them and save the day. Now he getting his mind taken over by the other mother. And so now the Wookiee Jedi going ham on Soul and the young Padawan, and they trying to fight him without killing him, because he's literally just being possessed at this point and just fighting him. Dope fight scene. I ain't gonna hold you. We finally got to see the Wookiee Jedi fight. Kudos to y'all. So we get to see them fight. We get to see how old buddy gets all them cuts and scars on his face. How the young Padawan gets all the cuts and scars on his face. That was dope. We see that the rest of the Covenant of Witches are doing their little kumbaya rock side to side. I guess assisting in the mind control of the Wookiee Jedi. And but right when Soul was about to get taken out by the Wookiee Jedi, in steps Trinity. She comes in, restrains the Wookiee Jedi, and uses the Force pretty much to try to clear his mind. And in the process of clearing his mind, she kills all the witches of the Coven that were connected to the Wookiee's mind, that were trying to keep him in that trance. She severs the connection, and then severing the connection, she kills all of them as well. And I don't know if she knew she did that, or if that was just a byproduct of her severing their connection. So then she tells Soul to go get the girls. Soul runs, finds Osha and May on the catwalk that is now broken and about to fall over. He's trying to stop it. He got both hands up, trying to use the Force, but he's not strong enough to hold both of them up and at the same time because they were heavy. And ends up making a choice and chooses Osha over May. Let May fall and goes and catches Osha. And that's pretty much how we got to the end of episode 3, where Osha wakes up on the ship with a Jedi. And yeah, it was interesting. And you see the discourse between Trinity and Soul being super emotional about everything that happened, and Trinity not having none of it. She was ready to shoot the fade on Soul so quick when they got back to the ship. She was like, bro, I told you not to interfere. They told us to leave him alone. She was like, all right, we got to go back home. And the young Padawan, she was about to put the pause on Soul until the young Padawan was like, "Hey man, but what we supposed to tell the council?" She was like, "Well, we gotta tell them the truth. We gotta tell them that May started the fire. They ended up wiping out the whole Coven, and we ended up only being able to save Osha." And so that's a story that they all stuck with, and then they all stuck to, and that's what they told Osha when she woke up, and that's what's been weighing on Soul this entire series. And I can understand why that weighed a lot, because low-key is his fault. If he would have just listened, none of this would have happened. So yeah, I mean, it is his fault. So he's been carrying that weight and that guilt this entire time, and I'm excited to see this finale. Like I said, this is the best episode that they've had in this entire series. If I'm being honest, I gotta get this. I'm gonna give this a 9. I'm gonna give it a 9. And the reason why I'm gonna give it a 9 is because they actually paid off everything they've been hinting at heavily. I mean, heavily. the entire series. Like, they've been hinting at Soul being super emotional and carrying around this guilt and this grief the entire time, and they finally paid off everything with this backstory, as far as like for us to fully understand what transpired and why he's been walking around and carrying his grief, and why May wanted to kill all 4 of them. It makes sense now. Everything is making sense now. I feel like they kind of dragged out his sulking for like a little bit too long, just a little bit too long. Like if they, like maybe an episode or two too long of him sulking. But it makes sense now. So like I said, I'm gonna give it a 9. This was a dope episode. This best episode of the series. Not even gonna hold you. Yeah, man. I'm excited to see where they go next. I'm excited to see how this story pans out. And I'm gonna say my thoughts on the entire series once I see the finale. But yeah, this has been another edition of Ray's Reviews. And yeah, this has been the Acolyte episode 7 review. And this was dope. I ain't gonna hold you. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to share the video. Comment below. Let me know if you agree with my thoughts on how everything going, of how everything's going in the series, and how what I rated it. If you agree it's 9, cool. If you don't, let's chop it up. Let's talk about it. Let's be respectful, but let's talk about it. And don't forget to share the video and subscribe to the channel, guys. Let's build this community. And I'm gonna keep on dropping these reviews. Probably have a Kaji number 8 episode review sometime this week. But yeah, man, let's keep it rocking. And don't forget, it's FreeSoul to the soul free. Let's get it.